RIN TV coverage of the 2015 RIMS conference is brought to you by Inform Applications. We heard a lot about supply chain risk at the RIMS conference last week. We spoke with Andy Kao, Director of Catastrophe Risk Engineering at AIR, about the interconnectivity of risk as well as recent trends in risk modeling.
Corporations can look at their supply chains and they can identify where they're spending a lot of their dollars, procurement dollars. Generally, they'll focus on the ones that they're spending the majority of their procurement dollars, and following that 80-20 rule, that turns into the visible supply chain. In traditional supply chain risk modeling or risk assessment, they'll take that visible supply chain and will essentially disrupt each of the nodes 0 or 100%. But of course, there's a lot more to the supply chain than what you can see. We call that the invisible supply chain. So AIR's approach, which we've been working on for a few years, rather than taking that same bottom-up approach, being able to map out the supply chain, the visible component, we've taken built a framework to establish the hierarchy of industries that comprise a variety of industries, building in networks of trade relationships for different products that are associated with those industries, and also building a global supplier exposure database, which can then be paired with all those relationships and then linked up with AIR's catastrophe models to provide probabilistic assessments of partial disruptions, more frequent disruptions, more severe black swan type events. So AIR has come out with the first ever inland flood model for the US. That's the first of its kind that allows for both on-plane and off-plane flood risk assessment and quantification of flood defenses and being able to really characterize the site-specific mitigation measures that might be prevalent. AIR's got quite the lineup of models that are coming out this year. We have an update to the US hurricane model that includes a new storm surge model. For Canada, we have a tropical cyclone model, severe thunderstorm model, and winter storm model. For Latin America, we have both an updated earthquake model that has new seismic ground motion, tsunami, and liquefaction incorporated. And we also have a Brazil flood hazard map for Brazil. And for Europe, we're also expanding our inland flood model beyond Germany into a variety of countries in that region.
For more of our coverage of the 2015 RIMS conference in New Orleans, visit the RIN TV On Demand library.